agent in Taylorville by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome in to WTIM, your information station. My name is Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. Before we get going here with another great conversation, I'd like to thank the sponsors that make it possible: People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better at Landmark. In the studio now, we have Taylorville Mayor Bruce Berry. How are you today, Mayor Berry?
Good, very good, Tim. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Always good to have you in the studio. Let's talk Taylorville and things going on around town. You guys had a city council meeting last night. Always eventful times over there. Talk to me a little bit about some of the updates, some of the street projects I'm hearing about.
Well,
here.
like I said in my update yesterday, we're going to fix the bike trail finally. It's been a long process. We finally got the money. You might see some activity out there in the next week or two. We're cutting some trees down so we can get away from the bats issue out there where they're nesting and stuff. You have to cut the trees down by April 1st, or you have to wait till October. So see some activity out there. Hopefully that project will start soon after middle of April, and we'll have it completed. Again, then Taylorville will take ownership of the bike trail from Taylorville to south of Awanico. So I think it'll be an improvement there. And, you might see some surveyors in our downtown area. We're doing the preliminary work to start that. There's work going on at City Hall now. Soon we will repave the road on East Poplar in front of our firehouse. So when the trucks are leaving there, they won't tear up the road anymore. And so a lot of activity going on in Taylorville right now.
Absolutely. I love hearing about so many of those things right there. You talked about the bike trail. That was something we talked about, probably our first show together.
Exactly.
But now the big box is checked for the funds.
Everything's ready. Everything's
great.
ready to roll. We're just waiting on Sangamo Company. They're the ones that got the bid on it. And to do that. And so, like I said, everyone's excited about that.
Yeah. I don't want to try to put a timeline on it or anything, but any plans for this summer, the bike trail?
Oh, I believe, if everything goes well, I believe they'll start work in April and have it done probably midsummer or whatever. And I don't know exactly how long the timeline is on that, but they work good. They're the company that did the bridge work here and then just north of Pana on 29, so they're familiar with the area, and hopefully they'll do it quick and they get the bike trail up and running.
Well, that is super awesome to hear. I'm very excited to utilize that, and it's going to be a great way for Taylorville residents to get some exercise, get to the lake.
Exactly. It goes in with the YMCA and things like that. I was at their kickoff rally the other day for they're going to revamp the Y. What a great addition that's going to be for Taylorville and Christian County.
Yeah.
The Y out there, a lot of people from out of town come there and visit. So that'll be great too.
It was really amazing to hear the updates and the plans for the Christian County YMCA, because yes, you hear about all the people they serve and from other communities, and just how that is a communal place of healthy living, healthy lifestyle. That's a great place.
I might have to start working out there.
Well, we can run one-on-one basketball whenever you want. Mayor
no problem. Okay.
Loosen calories.
As long as you take the ball out.
Easy. No problem. No problem there. That is awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, but as we're talking developments around town, I just saw you at an opening on the square of Bundles and Bliss.
Bundles and Bliss, great story. It was already in town, but it's moved to the square just to fill a building up there. And I wish them girls luck in that building. And again, it's a great shopping experience when you come to downtown Taylorville.
Yeah. I asked Abby Barlow, the owner, and I go, what was the move? What was the need for the relocation?
Yeah.
She needed more space for her business, which is obviously great. And she said foot traffic.
Right.
I love to hear that. As the Taylorville Square, there was a point where there wasn't a lot of foot traffic.
Right.
But now there's businesses. It's attracting.
There's quite a bit of foot traffic, especially there on Saturday afternoons, and even during the week. Also, I go up there once when I visit Legendary. The great place there on the corner. I've been there a few times, and their chicken salad sandwich is great. And So
Yeah.
I invite everyone to at least visit that place once, and they'll keep coming back.
Yet another opening on the square, that legendary small town trading co right there on the west side. Gosh,
Yeah.
it's going to be another staple there.
Right. Again.
Great
And
ambiance.
And then, our other big up on the square, Fur Love is moving to the building on the square. Look for them for a grand opening, probably around mid-April or something like that, I hope. And like I said, we're welcoming all the traffic on the square that we can get.
Absolutely. And that space Fur Love is taking, it's a big space. I'm pretty sure that's 2 floors.
Big, yeah. Right. 2 floors, and they're doing an excellent job fixing that place up, and wish them well also.
Been really amazing to see. Just so much development happening here in Taylorville. I love seeing it. We talked bike trail. We talked some business opening and some local businesses, of course. Now we're talking big chains, and this is another thing that creates communities out there. Right. And I heard Sonic last night in the the council meeting. Yeah, Sonic
is redoing their whole building there. They've built on a little bit. They're going to have a drive-through where the past one didn't. I wish them well. They said they're going to be open May 1st, so that'll be a great addition to Taylorville, and so we're real happy to get that. Our Starbucks has put in their preliminary plans to be located out by Steak and Shake, so that'll get some more activity out in that area. And I just wish everyone well. And what it does, it takes people, and we're trying to expand our people, throughout the areas to come to Taylorville, make a whole day of shopping and getting coffee in the morning, lunch at the Legendary or at Nesty's uptown, Florinda's also. And then, that brings you to Jack's on Main. See a lot of activity there. So we'll see what happens at that building.
It's made a whole agenda, and just staying in Taylorville, and you hit all your boxes right
exactly.
there.
Exactly. Be great.
So awesome. And when we're talking Sonic right there, we're talking Starbucks, these bigger chains. I saw that Sonic was involved with Taylorville's BDD, and I was happy to see that. So talk to us a little bit about what that means.
Well, their plans, they're going to put $1.8 million into that building with buying the land from Bob Ridings. And then so the BDD's there to help businesses, come to Taylorville. And, we're going to give them a little bit of money to come to Taylorville. And I think it's great for everyone.
Yeah.
We get more people there. I can't forget, our other staple restaurants. I've mentioned quite a few of them, but Angelo's, Country Kitchen, Spring Garden, American Eagle. Again, there's plenty of places to dine in Taylorville.
Totally. We could go on and on with those. We don't want to miss out on anybody here. But yeah, the dining and the retail options in Taylorville, they're just taking off. It's just been super awesome to see. Just in my short time here, I've been able to watch that. And it's really, really, truly been cool to see. You talk Jack's on Main right there. We're talking about all these developments. And you said that's coming along pretty well.
It's coming along well. I think they were shooting for April 15th. I don't know if they're going to hit that deadline or not, but I'm sure by June 1st or whatever, they'll be open and running. And another great addition to our downtown area and to Taylorville.
Could be very excited to see what that looks like. And it's almost going to be just a complete square. You're not going to be able to look at any buildings with no businesses inside of it. It's just fully formed. I love it. We're speaking right now with Taylorville Mayor Bruce Berry. We're just about to take ourselves a short break. I'd like to thank the sponsors that make the broadcast possible: People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better at Landmark. My name is Tim Zalabak, and you are listening to the WTIM Morning Show right here on WTIM, your information station.
Your information station, WTIM.
Let's check the markets now on the RFD Radio Network. I'm Jim Taylor. Corn, beans, and wheat all lower. March corn down 2.5, 415. May corn down 3/4, 429 1/4. December new crop 461 1/4, down 1 3/4. March beans down 1.5, 1145 1/2. May beans down 3/4, 1154 1/4. And November new crop 1144 1/2, down 1 3/4. March Chicago wheat 554 3/4, down 8 3/4. July wheat down 9, 558 1/4. March bean meal 333.30, down 190. March bean oil 44.75, up a dime. Livestock market, March feeders 252.20, up 65 cents. April live cattle 186.77, up a dime. April lean hogs 85.40, down 87 cents. Energy market at this hour, April crude oil 78.57, down 17 cents. Jim Taylor on the RFD Radio Network.
I'm Will Perkins, President and CEO of the Taylorville Community Credit Union. TCCU is proud to be the exclusive sponsor of the Miller Media Group Community Spotlight, allowing a different nonprofit organization to be highlighted on WTIM, WMKR, and WRAN each month.
Hey, what has 7,000 square feet, hundreds of items that are over 100 years old, and over 700 framed pictures on its walls and free admission? Why, the Christian County Coal Mine Museum, that's what. This is Chuck Martin, Executive Director, inviting you to come see what our museum has to offer. Our address is 1324 East Park Street in Taylorville, and our hours are Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. or by appointment at 217-526-4408.
This is Cammie Payne, General Manager of the Miller Media Group. We, along with TCCU, are proud to bring you the Community Spotlight each month.
TCCU is proud to be the exclusive sponsor of the Miller Media Group Community Spotlight. Come join us. You'll wonder why you waited. Member NCUA.
If you're 40 and over, you'll recognize these artists by their first names: Frank, Dean, Sammy, Andy, Nat, Diana, Michael. Well, here's the big news. You can now hear Central Illinois' largest music library with over 3,500 songs on air and online at 965thechill.com. Tune in on the FM dial in Christian County and on your computer or smartphone. Hear these great artists and many more 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on 965thechill.com.
Scott Primer here from Locust Grove Church near Assumption. We're spreading the good news of Christ in person and online. Come join our family or watch our video sermon podcast by clicking our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Lauren Asali here, owner of Schaefer Perfetti and Asali Funeral Home, Taylorville's only locally owned and operated funeral home. We honor lives and celebrate memories. Find out all about our services we provide by clicking on our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Your information station, WTIM.
Welcome back to WTIM, your information station. My name is Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. Thanks so much to the sponsors that make it possible: People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville, where you always do better at Landmark. We're speaking right now with Taylorville Mayor Bruce Berry. We talked about some of the developments happening throughout Taylorville, talking bike trail and some of the new retail and food destinations here in Taylorville. It's just becoming a fully comprehensive town here, and I'm absolutely loving it. Let's talk a little bit about some of the local government here. A new city clerk over there at the Christian County Courthouse.
Right, the city welcome. It's to City Hall, not the courthouse.
City Hall. My fault.
We welcome Jolynn Richardson as the new city clerk. Our past city clerk resigned a couple months ago, and we did a good program of picking her, and she's doing a wonderful job now. So great for her.
That was really great to hear there. Yeah. And who was the previous person?
Julie Lilly was the previous one. Yeah.
How long? Do you remember how long they served?
She served about 6.5 years, I believe. Yes.
That job, it takes a lot of experience, I'm sure.
Yeah.
A lot of know-how.
And Jolynn used to be the mayor's secretary when Mayor Montgomery, so she had experience in city government, and it was a wise choice, I think. So it got approved 8-0, and really welcome Jolynn to City of Taylorville and to city government again.
Yeah, that is really awesome. That is really awesome. And you mentioned City Hall right there.
Right.
And for the circuit clerk, we're talking city clerk, and that's the
right.
City Hall. What would the
there's a county clerk and a circuit clerk, and they're both housed in the courthouse, and they're a county-wide position where the city clerk is just Taylorville.
Okay.
Pana has a city clerk, I believe Edinburgh does, and things like that.
That makes a lot of sense.
Small towns have city clerks, and then the county has the county clerk and the circuit clerk that deals with the courthouse, the lawyers, and stuff like that. Okay. So it's a little bit. But.
Thank you for laying that out.
No,
right there.
no problem.
I do appreciate that.
Then we have a sheriff, we have a coroner, and we
have a president of the
United States.
Let's run through it all.
Yes. So
well, that's awesome.
The governor of the state, and things like that.
Gotta have that. I don't know if you want to touch on this at all. The governor just held his state of the budget address. Do you look at those types of things?
Yes, I do. I'm very, very close with the again, that's who we asked for all this grant money for, and his couple of his state of the state addresses that he did when he was elected. He mentioned Taylorville in both elections. If we remember back in 2018 when he was elected, he just got elected. Then we had our tornado, And Governor Rauner, who had just gotten beaten the election, came down on the Saturday after the Friday night tornado, or he came down on the Sunday after the Saturday night tornado, excuse me. And then Governor-elect Pritzker came down a few days later, along with Senator Durbin and Senator Duckworth. So I got to meet all them, and just, greatest respect for previous Governor Rauner. He'd already been beaten in the election. I'm sure he didn't care about Taylorville and the tornado, but he came down and said, he would do whatever he could. And then Pritzker followed through with that also. So again, I got a lot of respect for anybody that runs for statewide office. And I think it's just great that Governor Pritzker has mentioned Taylorville in his two elections. So
yeah, and just hearing the name Taylorville coming out of their mouth, it's pretty special.
Exactly. It's all the small towns he could mention in the state of Illinois and things, and he mentioned Taylorville in both addresses.
Do you remember what it was in relation to? He was probably talking about.
Well, the first one was the tornado in 2018, and then the last one I think was COVID, and the thing how Taylorville had came through with the COVID, and then did well and things like that. I don't remember exactly what the second one was, but again, it's just interesting to get to know our local politicians and our statewide politicians. In case you ever need help, at least you're more than a picture or whatever. You're a name. And my nephew happens to work for Governor Pritzker's brother, so I've got to meet both Tony and Governor Pritzker a few times.
Wow, that's pretty cool right there.
Yes,
and Mayor Barry, you were on the front lines and early in your career as mayor for that tornado. Am I correct?
Yes. I was elected in 2017, and the tornado happened December 1st of 2018, and just the amount of people that came to help was just amazing. Our fire chief, I still mention him. He did a great job there. We were prepared as well as you could be. And we came through, again, no fatalities. There's a few people injured, plenty of houses destroyed. And you can still see it if you're looking at what happened, the path that the tornado did take. So
headline there is no fatalities.
Right. I'm so happy that there was no fatalities, and also just the work that the people in the surrounding communities came to help us. I know Brad Shivey from Springfield came with 100 different people running equipment and stuff. I forget what union they were involved in, and just the amount of help. And then Governor Pritzker and Andy Menard gave the city $500,000 in that following year's budget to recoup some of our costs. And it's the first time a city or a town had been signaled out to get $500,000. So it was very, very good. And my heart, my thanks to Andy Menard and Governor Pritzker for that.
So amazing. Talk to me a little bit about your involvement when this happens and the town is in need. There's many players out there that are willing to help, but what did you do at the time?
Well,
First thing
again, the next morning we toured the neighborhoods. It was just amazing the amount of people that were coming to help, and just we got a great cooperation from the high school football team. Just every individual came to help, and it was just great to see. And again, I didn't, do anything physically, but I think it was just good for the people to see myself, to see Congressman Davis, to see Governor Rauner the first day, and then come the other politicians later on, to see them that, at least they were, thinking about them, whether or not. And a lot of them came through with either grant money or just giving us money to help that.
Because these natural disasters do happen. Of course, this destruction was much more, but it's just great to hear that people in Springfield and the higher ups are really helping out in these. Mayor, we're in our last minute here. Any words for the listeners of Taylorville?
Just Taylorville is really booming right now. We're getting a lot more businesses in. I'm very optimistic. We're going to get a couple businesses in the industrial park. I'm working very hard on that. The bike trail will be fixed this year, as far as what I hear. I can't promise you that, but everything's a go on that. And again, we will start to revitalize the downtown area. So if you are inconvenienced a little bit, just think of what's going to be happening in the next year or two. And I just want to wish everyone a happy Easter. I won't be on before Easter, and just again, enjoy yourself. The weather's great, and go out and do something physical.
Awesome words there, and a
Right.
bright future for Taylorville. Mayor Barry, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you, Tim. Have a good day.
Absolutely. You as well. That was Mayor Bruce Barry of Taylorville. My name is Tim Zalabak, your host of the WTIM Morning Show. Thank you all for listening.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville, 96.1 W2.